The international music scene is undergoing a major transformation, and at the center of this change stands Kim Taehyung, or V of BTS, whose solo achievements have not only cemented his position as a global superstar, but have also permanently changed the landscape of the music industry. His wins at prestigious global events, including the Grammy Awards, Billboard Music Awards, and MTV Video Music Awards, have opened the industry's eyes to the limitless potential of Asian artists as major forces in the global marketplace, breaking down language and cultural barriers. One of the most visible impacts of Taehyung's success has been the blurring of language barriers in popular music. His solo album Layover, which is primarily in Korean, has topped the charts in the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, and other non-Korean-speaking countries, proving that emotion and artistry can transcend language barriers. In fact, some Western music critics have begun to point out that the poetic Korean lyrics in Taehyung's songs offer a depth that is rarely found in contemporary Western pop lyrics. As a result, several major record labels are now actively seeking out multilingual artists, following in Taehyung's footsteps. Paradigm shift in the recording industry. Taehyung's success as a solo artist has sparked a shift in strategy at many record companies. While international labels previously focused on idol groups as safe products for global expansion, they are now investing heavily in developing talented solo artists. Columbia Records reportedly opened a special division to develop Asian soloists following the success of Layover. Universal Music Group reportedly revised its contracts with Asian artists, allowing more creative freedom, something Taehyung has been striving for in his solo projects. Spotify and Apple Music now include a special Asian soloists category in their curated playlists, driven by the high demand for Taehyung's music. Impact on K-pop as a global genre. K-pop has often been identified with big groups with mature concepts. However, Taehyung proves that K-pop soloists can be just as successful, if not more so, on the global stage. Significant increase in solo debuts. Following Taehyung's success, more K-pop group members have been given the opportunity to debut solo with more personal and experimental projects. Bolder genre. Exploration, Taehyung combined jazz, R&B, and neo-soul in Layover, proving that the global market is accepting musical diversity outside the traditional K-pop formula. Now, many Korean entertainment companies are encouraging their artists to experiment with new genres. Artists' creative independence. Taehyung was directly involved in the songwriting, production, and visual concepts of his albums. This has inspired many agencies to give their artists more creative control. Impact on the global touring and concert market. Taehyung's solo tour, Layover the Solo Journey, became one of the highest-grossing tours of 2024, with tickets at every venue selling out in minutes. This phenomenon shows that Asian soloists can become major draws in major arenas around the world, which were previously dominated by Western musicians. Opening new markets. Several concert promoters in Europe and Latin America have begun inviting more Asian soloists after seeing the enthusiasm of Taehyung's fanbase. More intimate concert concepts. Unlike the usual grandiose K-pop productions, Taehyung has opted for theatrical and acoustic concerts, proving that minimalism can be commercially successful. Broad economic impact. Taehyung's success has not only benefited the music industry, but has also driven growth in other sectors. Fashion. His collaborations with luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Cartier have boosted the global market value of Korean fashion. Tourism. His music video filming locations, such as Naples and Lisbon, have seen an increase in tourists after going viral. Technology. Platforms like Weverse and Vuliv, where Taehyung often interacts with fans, are now being eyed by global investors as the future of digital entertainment. Inspiration for a new generation of artists. Many young musicians, both from Asia and the West, are starting to cite Taehyung as an inspiration. Billie Eilish said in a recent interview, "The way Taehyung brings vulnerability into his music has taught me to be more honest in my work." In Korea, more and more trainees are aspiring to be soloists instead of joining idol groups, a drastic change from the trend of the past decade. What's next? With all of these accomplishments, Taehyung shows no signs of slowing down. He's reportedly working on a new album that will explore more of the jazz and classical genres, ready to challenge the boundaries again in the music industry. One thing is for sure, Taehyung has changed the game. He's not just winning awards, he's setting new standards for how an Asian solo artist can take over the world. And the changes he's made will continue to be felt in the music industry for years to come. Taehyung's influence extends to music education. Several leading universities in the US and Europe are beginning to include analysis of his work in contemporary music curricula. Professor Jonathan Blake of Berklee College of Music recently published a paper titled Deconstructing V's Artistry, a New Blueprint for Global Pop, which explores Taehyung's unique approach to synthesizing musical influences across generations. Behind the scenes, Taehyung's production methods are setting a new trend. Many young producers are now adopting his slow production technique, where a song can be worked on for months to achieve emotional perfection. This approach stands in stark contrast to the mass production system that has dominated the industry. The visual aspect of Taehyung's work is also creating waves of change. The analog photography concept he used for his Layover album concept has sparked a revival of film cameras among young musicians. Vintage camera shops in Seoul reported a 300% increase in sales after Taehyung shared his creative process. The music merchandise market has been revolutionized by Taehyung's influence. Instead of conventional goods, his creative team launched a limited edition merchandise collection of art objects and handwritten music notebooks. The concept was a huge success and was copied by global artists. The world of music advertising has also changed. After the success of Taehyung's liquor commercial, in which he played the piano while singing a jazz version of his song, many luxury brands are now opting for minimalist musical advertising concepts instead of grand productions. Taehyung has indirectly popularized the less is more approach in the music industry. The physical album Layover, released in a simple but artistically detailed format, became one of the best-selling, forcing major labels to rethink their packaging strategies. His influence on streaming technology is noteworthy. Platforms like Melon and Spotify reported a significant increase in jazz and R&B genre streaming after the release of Layover. Music recommendation algorithms have adapted to this new trend. The music publishing industry has also felt the impact. Taehyung's limited edition lyric book has become a collector's item, sparking a renewed interest in the art of lyric writing among young music fans. Several major publishers have begun launching similar series for other artists. Taehyung's artist as a curator concept has created a new trend. His curated playlists on streaming platforms regularly trend, reintroducing the works of legendary musicians to the younger generation. Taehyung's approach to interacting with fans through platforms like Weverse has become a case study for various technology companies. His intimate yet meaningful way of communicating has set a new standard for artist-fan relationships in the digital age. The international music festival world has begun changing their booking policies after Taehyung's successful performance at Lollapalooza. More festivals are now willing to invite Asian soloists as headliners, rather than just opening acts. The indie music industry has also felt the positive impact. Many Korean indie musicians have gotten the chance to collaborate with major labels after Taehyung openly mentioned them as his inspirations in various interviews. Taehyung's promotional methods that rely on surprises and elements of mystery have inspired new marketing strategies. Some labels are now deliberately reducing promotional bombast and relying more on the power of the work itself.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.